Hi there, buddy. Have you ever observed how certain people always seem to have a cozy and peaceful home? They remain calm when the doorbell rings. A cup of tea is welcome at the table. Rather of feeling overpowering, the bedroom feels peaceful. In actuality, they did not possess a unique knack for neatness from birth. They have merely picked up a few mild rituals and habits that make life easier every day. These have nothing to do with perfection or cleaning marathons. They are about taking slow, deliberate efforts that instill inner and home calm. And I want to tell you about that today. Together, we'll look at 10 easy practices that can make your house a safer, more peaceful, and happier place to live. Consider them small gestures of kindness for both your home and yourself, rather than chores. So let's set off on this path to a more tranquil house, one little routine at a time. The first habit is the strength of quick action. Let's start with something modest but impactful. In the morning, picture yourself finishing a cup of coffee. You think, I'll take it to the wash basin later, as the mug rests on the table. After several hours, it now rests next to a different mug, and possibly a plate. Before you know it, the kitchen no longer appears to be a comfortable space, but rather a work. This is the silent growth of clutter. It seldom comes in large waves. Little things that we put off for later are the first step. Those who maintain tranquil houses have found a subtle method. They take care of little duties right away. After one cup, cleaning the entire kitchen is not necessary. It just entails putting everything back where it belongs at that precise moment. Here's why this is important. Our brains favor routines that don't require us to make decisions, according to scientists who study habits. You conserve mental energy when you take immediate action. You don't waste time haggling with yourself or worrying about a bigger job down the road. You make room in your mind for happier things. Consider it similar to brushing your teeth. You wouldn't put off getting a toothbrush until your teeth felt unclean and scratchy. Every day, you quickly clean them. You can keep your spirit tranquil and your home lighter using the same concept. Try this if the thought is too much to handle. For a week, practice immediate action in a single room, such as the bedroom or kitchen. Before you leave the room, put away anything that seems out of place. Observe how much less burden your thoughts are after 7 days. It's more than just neatness. It's about the relief that comes from knowing that you are never lagging behind the chaos and are always one step ahead of it. The second habit is a place for everything. Let's move on to another unspoken reality. Clutter is frequently not actually clutter. It's just things without a real home. The closet feels crowded, so the jacket ends up on the chair. The scissors stray from one drawer to the next. Just when you need the keys the most, they disappear. Giving each object a single, obvious location, rather than one that fluctuates based on mood, is the practice here. It's not a stack that shifts from one table to another. A real house. Here's one way to think about it gently. Every object in your home should have a secure location, just as everyone else should have a safe and stable place to live. Your home will look less disorganized, and your possessions will cease straying when you handle them with this level of care. This habit comes to life through real-world examples. Near the door, keys are placed in a little dish. Always. Glasses are kept in one drawer only. The coffee maker is located in the counter's corner. After making these decisions, life becomes simpler. You no longer have to waste time looking. Where did I put that? It is no longer a tedious source of frustration for you. The fact that other members of your household will also comprehend the technique is an extra bonus. You'll know exactly where things belong, whether it's your husband, kids, or visiting grandchildren. With everyone able to participate without uncertainty, the house suddenly organizes itself. This week, start small. Pick 3 things that you frequently lose. Choose their residence. If necessary, tell your family. Then, adhere to that rule respectfully. The habit spreads over time. In addition to being neater, a house where everything has its own place makes everyone who enters feel more at ease, respected, and at peace. The third habit is the nightly preparation routine. I'll paint you an image that you may recognize. The alarm goes off in the morning, and the day starts with searching. Looking for a place to prepare breakfast, looking for your keys, and looking for clean socks. Even before the day begins, it feels hurried. This can be softened in a straightforward manner. It is a 15-minute nighttime practice that restores hours of tranquility. The goal is to gradually get your house ready for tomorrow, so that you wake up to peace and quiet rather than mayhem. How does this appear in day-to-day existence? Walk slowly around your living room before going to bed. Bring the mugs back to the kitchen. The blanket should be folded. Return the books to their shelves. Clear the counters. Arrange your coffee cup. And maybe even bring a small breakfast dish to the kitchen. Choose your attire for tomorrow, including your shoes, and put it aside in the bedroom so that it awaits you rather than the other way around. This behavior functions as a present from your nighttime self to your morning self. You may start the day without haste because it whispers, "I cared for you." Because your mind can rest easier knowing that everything is in order. Routines like this have been shown to reduce morning tension and even improve sleep quality. You don't have to be flawless. Do just one room if you're exhausted. Start with 5 minutes if 15 seems like too long. The advantage stems from the consistency of the effort rather than its magnitude. You wake up to a house that welcomes you with warmth each time you follow this custom. And the tone of your entire day might be influenced by that soft beginning. Clean as you go is habit number 4. Take a moment to consider preparing a favorite dish, like a straightforward breakfast or a pot of soup. Even though the food tastes great, you end up with labor instead of resting because the wash basin is full and the counters are sticky. This is the issue with putting off little messes. They quickly proliferate and take away the happiness of the occasion. That story is altered by the practice of cleaning as you go. Instead of treating cleaning as a distinct event, you incorporate it seamlessly into the activity itself. Before continuing, clean the cutting board after chopping veggies. Rinse the knife and store it while the soup simmers. Have you spilt anything on the stove? While it's still fresh and simple, wipe it. The kitchen appears to be back to normal by the time the meal is prepared. This concept is not limited to cooking. After brushing your teeth in the bathroom, clean the wash basin. Go straight from the washing to the dryer in the laundry room, then fold and put the clothing in the drawers. Although each action only takes a few seconds, when combined, they save hours of subsequent painful labor. This is sometimes referred to as preventive maintenance by researchers studying home routines. In the same way that we take care of our cars to keep them from breaking down, we take small steps to keep our homes from becoming overly complicated. There is an additional advantage to this behavior for senior citizens. Security. A spill that is cleaned up right away reduces the possibility of sliding. A floor devoid of laundry is one fewer impediment to trip over. Choose an area that you use frequently, such as the bathroom or kitchen, and practice cleaning there alone if you want to start out slowly. You will see the improvement in a short time. You no longer dread major cleaning days. Your workload is lighter, and your house feels cleaner. Rather, cleanliness just happens naturally, freeing up more energy for the activities you really love. 5 I-nut moments. Habit number 5. A lot of people think cleaning takes an entire afternoon or even a whole weekend. Here's something unexpected, though. 5 focused minutes can do more than you realize. The idea is to identify those small pockets of time that naturally occur throughout the day and to use them with intention. Think about this. Straighten the kitchen counter while you wait for the kettle to boil. Fold some laundry while you're sitting through a commercial break. Arrange the top of your desk while you wait for a callback. Even though none of these chores seem very demanding, taken as a whole, they create a certain sense of order. This is known as habit stacking by psychologists. It entails adding a new activity to an existing one. No matter how neat you are, the kettle will still boil. Whether you fold laundry or not, the phone will still ring. You can make these little cleaning routines effortless by adding them to already existing moments. Here's a helpful hint. Create a list of 5-minute tasks for yourself. Clearing the dining table, sorting the mail for the day, cleaning the bathroom mirrors, collecting shoes by the entrance, or restocking pet supplies are a few examples. Keep this list close at hand. Select a pocket of time when it presents itself. In less time than it takes to boil tea, you can change your space instead of idly browsing through your phone. This approach has another benefit for senior citizens. Compared to long marathons, short spurts are easier for the body. You spread out easy chores throughout the day, rather than putting yourself through hours of bending and lifting. This helps you maintain consistency and safeguards your energy. Give it a week. Use only 5 minutes occasionally. You might be shocked at how much lighter your house feels and how much more at ease you feel by the end of the week. Repeating small actions frequently results in significant improvements. The 6th habit is the weekly reset. Life happens, even with the finest daily routine. Our days are hectic. Papers and magazines pile up in the living room. A jacket ends up in the wrong spot, or the pantry becomes overflowing. Failure is not what this is. It's just life. Developing a delicate system that restores equilibrium before chaos takes hold is more important than expecting perfection. The weekly reset is that system. Consider it a weekly quiet meeting with your house to recenter things. Pick a day that seems right, maybe Saturday morning or Sunday afternoon. Move around your places for approximately an hour, quietly putting things back in their homes, cleaning surfaces, and identifying things that require a little attention. This could entail cleaning the counters, putting items back where they belong, and checking the refrigerator for anything that has gone bad. It could involve straightening the bed, cleaning the nightstands, or folding piled-up clothing in the bedroom. Collect books, discard papers, and put blankets back where they belong in the living room. Additionally, the weekly reset allows you to make system adjustments. Maybe its home is inconvenient if one item is constantly out of place. Perhaps a small basket or tray by the door would help if the mail piles up on the counter once a week. Thus, the reset encompasses more than just cleaning. It's all about growing and learning. Additionally, there is a psychological advantage. Rituals, according to experts, bring comfort because they establish consistency and rhythm. Anxiety is decreased, and the overwhelming feeling that everything is out of control is avoided when you know that your house will be subtly renovated once a week. If you would like, invite your partner or family to attend. Everybody has the ability to reset their own spaces. It turns into a communal activity that teaches accountability and compassion. Achieving the ideal home is not the beauty of this habit. It's in rewarding oneself with a new beginning each week. It removes the burden of the past days and creates space for serenity in the days to come, much like deep breathing. Mindful in and out is habit number 7. Clutter includes both what enters and leaves your house, in addition to what remains there. Consider water entering a wash basin that has no drain. It fills again regardless of how frequently you clean. The same is true of our possessions. While old things persist, new ones keep coming in. When there is no attentive flow, the mind and the space get congested. Before something enters your home, this habit asks a single, straightforward inquiry. Do I really need this? Need. Not like. Not want. Many of us were raised in an era when saving money was prudent. That is still a useful lesson. However, it is now simpler than ever to purchase or obtain items that we do not truly need. Gifts, deals, and advertisements all add up. This is an unexpected fact. According to studies, there are currently over 300,000 items in the typical American home. 300,000. It makes sense why so many of us feel burdened. In actuality, having fewer belongings means having more space, less to clean, and less to organize. The opposite is also true of this habit. Get rid of the old every time something new comes in. Purchase a new jumper. Give away one you don't often wear. Get a book as a present or give away one you've finished. Balance is maintained by this one in, one out cadence. It stops the gradual accumulation that causes annoyance. You can also establish precise standards for clothing. Has it been a year since I wore this? Have I used this in the past 6 months for kitchen items? Do I still enjoy this as a decoration? Decisions are guided guilt-free by these compassionate queries. This habit is more than just being tidy for elderly individuals. It has to do with freedom. It eases the burden of items you no longer need and spares loved ones from having to later sift through enormous stacks. You can build a home that genuinely supports your life now, not yesterday, by engaging in mindful practices both inside and out. The 8th habit involves basic visual systems. Even with its best efforts, our memory is not always trustworthy. We might have the pantry in immaculate order, yet weeks later we'll be wondering where the tea bags are. Family members may also wish to assist, but they may put things in the wrong areas if they are not given explicit instructions. Order gradually gives way to chaos again. Visual systems are extremely effective because of this. A drawer divider, a shelf label, or a remote control basket. These are not costly or difficult. They are straightforward indicators that clearly show where things belong. This is a tale that many people are familiar with. After supper, a spouse or grandchild assists with cleanup. Without labels, people have to assume where the utensils or spices are kept, and the system abruptly breaks down. Everyone is aware of labels. Since the system doesn't rely on memory, the house takes care of itself. This is evident from real-world examples. Mark shelves in the kitchen for snacks, baking supplies, or canned items. Use dividers to keep business clothes and casual clothing apart in the closet. Label the folders containing bills, vital documents, and warranties in an office. Sort cleaning materials according to their intended use and mark the containers. Pictures might help if words are hard for you. Children or visitors will find it even simpler to understand if there is a picture of shoes on a bin or a depiction of spoons on a drawer. This is known to researchers as cognitive offloading. It refers to the use of mental methods to lessen memory strain. Making visual signals relieves stress and allows you to stop remembering everything. These methods offer independence and calm to senior citizens. You enjoy life more and spend less time looking for things and organizing your life. They also make it clear for family members to help. Build gradually, starting with a single area, like your workplace or pantry. Visual systems have the advantage of operating effortlessly once they are configured. Your home remains organized because the system remembers for you, not because you do. The 9th habit is buffer zones. Not everything that comes into your home has a permanent home. Bags, shoes, jackets, mail, and groceries. They come in transition. They disperse on seats, tables, and counters without a strategy, causing stress to spread throughout the house. This is resolved in peaceful families by establishing buffer zones, which are soft holding spaces where objects are kept until they are placed in their proper location. Consider your entrance. The busiest transition area is this one. As you enter, place your keys, mail, and baggage on the little table or seat. Include a hook for coats and a container for shoes. Suddenly, rather than spilling into the living room, everything has a place to stop. Buffer zones are useful in the bedroom for clothes that aren't quite clean, but aren't filthy enough to go to the wash. They can be stored in a chair, hanger, or basket until you need them again. By doing this, stacks on the bed or floor are kept from spreading. Before putting the goods away, set up a counter space in the kitchen for them. You keep the bags contained until they are sorted rather than strewing them all over the place. The same is true for paperwork, a bill tray, or documents that require care prior to filing. It's important to keep in mind that buffer zones are only meant to be used temporarily. Only when cleansed on a regular basis, possibly every day or every other day, do they function. If not, they end up becoming clutter. Particularly benefited are families with children. Provide a basket or cubby for backpacks, sports equipment, or projects for every youngster close to the entrance. Instead of laying all over the house, each item lands in its proper place. Buffer zones help older persons avoid bending and searching. The locations of transitional items are known to you. Additionally, they maintain clear passageways, which increases house safety. The advantages start right away. Your house doesn't feel disorganized anymore. You have a sense of control over what enters and exits. Clutter stops in one spot rather than spreading everywhere when buffer zones are used. The mellow everyday flow is habit 10. We have already looked at a lot of habits. Taking immediate action on little jobs. Giving things a home. Using 5-minute moments, mindful flow, visual systems, buffer zones, weekly resets, and nighttime preparation and cleanup. What connects them all is the last habit. It isn't a distinct task. It is a soft beat that gets you through the day. The daily pace. The majority of us were brought up to view cleaning as a distinct activity, a Saturday duty, or a once-per-month effort to organize things. However, their outbursts wear you out. Additionally, many older folks no longer find them to be practical. The flow is different every day. The goal is to include tiny behaviors into your daily routine until they are as automatic as brushing your teeth. This is one possible appearance. You get out of bed in the morning and make your bed right away. It changes the atmosphere of your entire bedroom in less than 2 minutes. You hastily wipe the bathroom counter to make it shine while brushing your teeth. You wash your dishes after breakfast and then put them in the dishwasher. Before leaving any room, you pause for a moment and ask, "Is there one thing I can put back before I go?" These actions are not heavy. They take seconds. But when repeated throughout the day, they create a steady current of order that never allows clutter to pile high. You never face overwhelming mountains because you are always gently guiding things back to their place. For example, imagine sitting down to watch television. During a commercial break, you fold a small pile of laundry. Or perhaps while waiting for a phone call, you sort the mail into recycling and important papers. Instead of seeing organization as a burden, you treat it as part of living, like walking from one room to another or pouring yourself a glass of water. Experts in habit science call this micro-habits. Tiny actions repeated many times create lasting change. Over time, the daily flow becomes so natural that you hardly notice you are doing it. What you do notice is the calm around you. The surface is clear. The floor's safe. The room's welcoming. For older adults, this flow offers more than tidiness. It provides confidence. You no longer feel behind or dependent on others to rescue your space. Your home reflects your care, and it supports you with ease. It is not about chasing perfection. It is about living in an environment that quietly says you are safe. You are cared for. You belong here. That is the gift of the daily flow. Peace over perfection. Let us pause to remember them. Immediate action. A home for everything. Evening preparation. Clean as you go. 5-minute moments. Weekly resets. Mindful in and out. Simple visual systems. Buffer zones. And finally, the gentle daily flow. These are not chores. They are little acts of kindness to yourself and to your home. Here is the most important truth. You do not need to start with all 10. That would only feel heavy. Choose just one. Practice it this week until it feels natural. Then add another when you are ready. Progress is not about doing everything perfectly. It is about small, steady steps. Think of what each habit gives back to you. Immediate action saves you from overwhelm. A home for everything saves you from searching. Evening preparation saves you from morning stress. Cleaning as you go saves you from long, tiring sessions. 5-minute moments save your energy. Weekly resets save your systems from collapse. Mindful in and out saves you from drowning in things you do not need. Visual systems save your memory. Buffer zones save your space from scattering. And the daily flow saves your life from feeling like a constant battle against clutter. For older adults, these are more than conveniences. They are safeguards. They reduce the risk of falls. They ease the strain on your body. They protect your time and energy for what matters most: family, friends, faith, hobbies, and the quiet joys of daily living. You deserve a home that gives you peace, not stress. You deserve mornings that begin calmly, evenings that end gently, and rooms that welcome you with ease. And you can have this not through grand efforts, but through small habits practiced with love.